Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 21st edition of Swiss Army Sports. Today is November 13th in 2025. I'm your host, Will Spain, former long snapper for the Troy Trojans, Osprey Governors, and somewhat Houston Cougars. Joined by my side is my co-host, Luke Wallman, former offensive lineman for the Hendricks College Warriors, Division III Warrior, current man of electricity. It's our picks and preview episode for week 12 of college football. We got our slate preview and our picks, breakout players for week 12 and our best bets. Week 11 NFL slate picks with our pre-week 11 NFL power rankings, best NFL bets, a little stick and puck looking at the standings. College basketball picks of the week and a new meter. We love meters on this show. Our college basketball upset meter, especially fun in non-conference play. And then who's hot and who's not, as we end every weekday episode. Getting right into it. It's a big week for picks.
Oh, yeah, I know. The punishment's coming up. I mean, this is kind of a chalk week, though, looking at it. There wasn't a whole bunch of big-time matchups this week. It's going to be interesting how things play out. A bunch of these games are pick your poison.
Oh, they are. We're starting out with the big one on Friday. Clemson. Starting to look better as they head into Louisville, Kentucky. You and the producer got Louisville. Why Louisville get this done?
Home game. I mean, I know they lost a running back last week, which is going to be a killer, but I think Miller Moss is going to be able to step up in the spot, and I think they're going to be able to take care of Clemson at home. And I just still don't think Clemson's that good, even though you've been playing well. But still, you got to go on the road. Crowd's going to be rowdy since it's at Louisville. When Clemson comes to town, that's a big-time game for them. So give me Louisville.
Yeah, I do like those points. I was kind of wishy-washy on this one. I do think the running back being out is going to be the main determining factor here. I think Clemson's actually pretty good against the pass. They've struggled against the run this year, and I'm going to take the Tigers of Clemson to get it done on the road. Actually, EJ Manuel on ESPN today had his lock of the week as Clemson money line. I like it. You get a little plus money value here, and I mean Clemson has looked better now. Granted, Florida State had looked great, but that was a good dominant home win for the Tigers. And Devin Swinney's a proud man of proud tradition, and I think he would like nothing else more than to ruin Louisville's postseason aspirations, playoff aspirations on the road. And Clemson needs to make a bowl game. So this is kind of a big win for Clemson if they can get it. And I've got the Tigers on the road getting it done. Shout out to my sister Mary. College Game Day heads to our next location. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania plays host to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Notre Dame at Pitt. Me and the producer, the Fighting Irish here. I think Notre Dame has looked pretty dominant ever since their first two losses. I don't think it stops here. I don't think Pitt has anything to stop them. I think it'll be a shootout down the overs and definitely in play. But I do think Notre Dame has enough firepower on offense to get it done against the Pitt Panthers. Why'd you take Pitt?
Partially, I took Pitt because we are chalk on Cincinnati, Alabama, Georgia, and Ouachita.
No, we'll get out of that, Ted. But,
I was like, I watched Pitt multiple times. I'll talk about it on the next slide. They got a good quarterback. Their quarterback's very good. He's a freshman. He can sling it. And I think it's just going to be a shootout, and whoever gets the ball last will end up winning the game. And I'm just praying Pitt does. But the only thing that does worry me, Pitt's head coach, when he was asked, does this game matter? Which it does not matter for them, honestly. It does, but it doesn't. Yes, in the grand scheme of things, to win the ACC, it doesn't, but it'd be a great playoff booster. He said it doesn't matter. That's the only thing that kind of bugs me about it. But
if the head coach says it doesn't matter, what is the players thinking?
I think, honestly, if I was in that locker room, I'd want to go beat Notre Dame. I wouldn't want to just roll over and lay down. I'd want to go beat them. So give me Pitt.
As we kind of alluded to, our next matchup is Arizona at Cincinnati. We all went with Cincinnati. I think they could take care of business here at home. They're just the better team. Arizona having traveled all the way out to Ohio, I think definitely plays in a role in that. Oklahoma, we'll spend some time on this game. Oklahoma at Alabama. We all went chalk with Alabama here, which is surprising, honestly. Alabama has struggled against mobile quarterbacks. Mateer has been mobile. I think the determining factor in this game is I think Ty Simpson is the better of the two. Mm-hmm. And I think Mateer's inability to throw the ball deep ever since he got hurt is definitely going to play a factor here. And I think Alabama's going to get the job done at home. Why do you think the Crimson Tide rolls?
I think the home atmosphere is going to kill for Alabama. And I think Ty Simpson is one of the best, if not the best, quarterback in the country. at least this year, and he shines in the big moment outside of that Florida State game. And he's been elite. And like you said, Mateer, ever since he got hurt, hadn't been the same Mateer we saw at the
Hadn't been the same.
And I can't rely on this OU defense to play lights out for 4 quarters against this very good Alabama offense. So give me Bama at home.
Next up, Virginia, coming off a tough loss to Wake Forest. Plays this to Duke. The Purdue went with UVA. He knew with the Blue Devils. I think Dario Mensa is the answer here. I think he's the X factor. They did lose on the road to UConn. Again, a weird non-conference game in the middle of the season. Maybe the players weren't as bought in to this one as they are other ACC games. The ACC has been drunk this year. I think it would be perfectly completed with a Duke win here.
Yeah.
I would love to see Duke win the ACC. So it's kind of why I'm a little bit of a home here. I guess I want 2 G5 teams in after all these people are saying that the G5 needs to win a playoff. But I think Duke may be the better team, which is weird because the record wouldn't say that, but they are 4-1 in the conference. They're getting a lot of media hype because they could be the team that is like not ranked that wins the ACC. So give me the Blue Devils for a marquee win at home against Virginia. Why do you think Duke gets it done?
I do think Duke's a better team, and also I don't think UConn's a bad team by no measure. You've got
3.
I know, and the receiver. You want to hear a fun fact about him? Got denied at Michigan for admissions.
Ooh.
Did not get into the school.
Well, and the quarterback, Pagano.
Yeah. Oh, and he's absolutely elite. So like, UConn's a good team, but I think Duke is way more battle tested with their out of conference schedule. That's going to help them a bunch. And I do like Darian Mensah. I think he's a great quarterback, and I like Manny Diaz. I think he's a good coach. So I like Duke to get at home in the spot. So go Blue Devils.
Next up, Texas pays visits to Athens, Georgia. We went all across the board, Georgia here. I think we're still on the board that like we just think Texas isn't as great as their ranking/record says, and Georgia is the much better football team who will dominate on defense. Why do you think the Dogs get done?
I don't think it's the much better. I think they're almost equal because Arch, ever since getting CTE, has played significantly better. And if he keeps playing like that, Texas can be a good football team. I just think they're not going to go into Athens and win this football game.
A little bit of a different angle.
Yeah, it's a tough place to play. Was it Sanford Stadium? Right. One of the toughest places to play in the country. I just do not see the only way Texas goes in here and wins is, which is very, very, like could happen, but if Stockton goes out there and lays an egg in the big game, which could happen, but I think Georgia gets this done at home. They're making that push to potentially sneak into that top 4.
Yep.
Barring someone to lose, you've got to win this game against Texas. So
I agree.
Give me the Dogs.
Finally, we have the Battle of the Ravine in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. They're separated by a highway. Henderson State, the Reddies, are paying visit to the Washita Baptist Tigers. We went Tigers across the board. My only analysis on this is common opponents. I think Washita did better against common opponents later in the year. Now, they did lose to East Central. Well, I'm spitting D2 ball knowledge here. They did lose to East Central to begin the year 44-22, which Henderson State did beat East Central, but it was later in the year. East Central, not a bad program. Yeah, I think Washita just gets it done here. Obviously, a lot to play for in this game. Both teams are 7-3. Kind of a toss-up. I'm going to have to find a way to watch this one. But 1 p.m. kick.
I'd be very interested.
I am interested in this, but we all went with Washita. Is there any other reason you went with Washita?
Like the logo, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
I
it's a cool little tiger. Henderson's a little H. So I mean, if game day would have been there, I would have been there. But sadly, game day chose to go. Which I think Pitt, them giving slack. This is what I'm gonna go on a little tangent. This is what angers me about some of the college football fans around the country. I know Oklahoma and Alabama play this week. I know Texas and Georgia play this week. You can't go to Alabama, Georgia, like every week.
Yeah.
You have got to go. That's like last year, them going to Cal. You have got to like expand where you go. And I think Pitt's a great place. Pitt hadn't had a game day in forever. And I love the pick. I would have loved them to go to Washita, but like I think it's a great pick. And it's just people online. It's just
they don't know ball.
I know it's aggravating. It's just so aggravating. But
I agree.
Continue.
Who's gonna pop off in week 10? Wow, that is a picture. Barry Bachmeyer against TCU. I think this is a huge spot for BYU. I think they go and roll TCU at home. I don't think TCU's very good at all. I think Bear Bachmeier kind of, you know, regained some of that swagger and composure he had earlier in the year against an inferior TCU team. And I think BYU rolls again in Provo. Luke, tell me about yours.
I got Mason Heinschenschel. I'm definitely butchering that. I'm not very good at English, but I think if they're going to win this game, the freshman's going to have to come ball out. He has been absolutely on a tear this year since they replaced Eli, another dude. I don't want to say his last name. He's thrown for 300 yards in all of his games outside of the one at Syracuse. He threw for 423 against NC State. Dude's a baller. The only thing that I'm looking at this, he gets picked off sometimes, but it's okay because against Stanford he threw 2, but against Boston College he threw none, against NC State he threw none. I think he's going to have to light it up today or on Saturday if Pitt wants a chance, and he's going to have to be the dog of the week.
Fair enough. Best bets for Week 12 of college football. Well, this is going to age poorly. My Detroit Chargers are down 20-0 currently. I'm plus 10.5, which I guess is still very coverable. I thought that was a good bet. Thought the line was way too big. Evidently, it was not. But we'll see. I like Mississippi State plus 7.5. Missouri on their third string quarterback. I know Ahmad Hardy definitely could be a problem for Mississippi State, but I like the way the Dogs been playing. I know, granted, not a great showing against Georgia last week, but Blake Shapen may not play. And if Blake Shapen does not play, Kamario Taylor's playing. He is the better of the two quarterbacks. So I like the Dogs to win outright if Kamario Taylor is playing. But I definitely like him at plus 7.5 no matter who's playing. USF at Navy. I know Blake Horvath is questionable. I really don't think it matters if he plays or not. I think USF torches him. I don't think Navy has the defense to hold up USF's offense. Texas Tech is in a smash spot at minus 23.5. Oh, my God. It was third down, and Old Dominion's in our red zone again. Yeah, Texas Tech minus 23.5. Love them. And then BYU minus 4.5 against CCU. Look, you can go with the Detroit play. Luke, who do you like?
I've done one thing for most of these weeks. It is fade Oklahoma State. Kansas State travels to Oklahoma State, and you're giving me 19.5. I think it's very feasible. This Kansas State team has been playing much better as of late. I think they can easily cover this game. Then I got Alabama by 5.5. I think they can win by a touchdown against OU. I mean, we can get down to some shenanigans at the late end of the game, like Mentir throws a pick six, something like that. I mean, you never know. I think Alabama can easily cover this game. I think they are the much better team. And then I've got UConn. They're hosting Air Force.
Yeah, so I looked at this, and I kind of liked it.
I don't understand why this line is so low because Air Force is not very good, and UConn is pretty good. So it makes no sense that only a touchdown, and they just beat Duke last week.
I will say this, and I thought this was an interesting angle. They lost to Rice. UConn did. Rice also runs a triple option.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That was my only worry. If they won the triple option, that could give them issues. But I mean, I'm going to trust in UConn. You're rolling.
Yeah, they should. They should roll here.
I mean, big trust in UConn. Then I'm going to take Ole Miss.
I'll be at the game.
Go Rebs. I'm going to take them by 13.5 versus Florida. Florida's been a dumpster fire. I mean, it is honestly insane with the amount of talent they have and how just bad they are. So losing by 30 to Kentucky is just flat out embarrassing. Move them down to D2. But no, I mean, Ole Miss, if they are the playoff team that I think that they are, they should roll at least by 2 touchdowns. It's in Oxford, so this should be a comfortable game for them. And then another line that I thought was kind of weird is Utah by 8.5. It's at Baylor. I get Sawyer Robinson. It's like the truth. I love Sawyer Robinson.
Houston Christian just covered. Let's go.
Bang. But Utah blows people out that are inferior to them.
Oh, 100%.
So I don't know why it's 8.5. That defense for Utah is elite, and I think they're just going to absolutely murder Baylor. So that is my picks of the week.
Week 11 in the NFL. We've already kicked off Thursday Night Football. The Patriots lead the Jets 14-7 currently. Is that 4th down?
They're saying that the ball or something.
Yeah, whatever. We all threw with the Pats, obviously. Um, Actually, surprisingly, we all threw with the Dolphins against the Commanders. Now, granted, I know Jane Daniels probably going to play in this game, and the Dolphins did roll the Bills, but I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I think it's home. You're at home.
They're not at home. They're in London or wherever, in Spain, Madrid, Spain.
See, I just was all right, for reference, it's been a long day. I just made these like 20 minutes ago. Yeah, and I'm still sitting with the Dolphins, but I mean, Dolphins been rolling, and the Skins kind of suck. So they don't have a defense, and Mariota's not it. So, and in the next game, got the Bears at Minnesota.
Yeah, look, I think it's a big spot for JJ McCarthy. He is the singular player that acts just like the Carolina Panthers.
That's the only
Good week, bad week. Good week, bad week. Oh, it's good week time. And in Minnesota. And he's going to take care of business. And the Vikings are going to be right back in the NFC North contention. Give me the Vikings at home against the Bears. You like the Bears. Why?
I just think the Bears have been rolling offensively. I mean, you can't think of a last time that the Bears offense has like actually looked this good, just like in general.
Oh, 100%.
So like, I mean, I think they can easily go in there and win. I don't think it's going to be like a blowout by no means, but like, I think it's going to be a good game. I think the Bears are going to show that Ben Johnson's a legit head coach. He can coach his team. Defense has always been good. They're going to go in there and win in Minnesota.
But it's also on the Bears.
It is the Bears. So.
It is. Yeah, 6 wins is too much for the Bears.
You have to lower it down. All right, you got to lose like 4 straight, like 4 poverty franchises.
At Steelers. The Panthers pays visit to the Falcons. You and the producer on the Panthers. Why?
Because they do. It's your same JJ McCarthy theory. They play so well, they shit the bed, and now it's time for them to play well again. They're gonna play well again. They're playing the Falcons. It's an NFC South just weird game. There's always those weird games. All right. We've seen some electric moments in this, like, I guess, interdivisional rivalry in the last few years with PJ Walker throwing a Hail Mary to DJ Moore to like win the game. I mean, this is a weird game. And I got the Panthers winning this.
Falcons, 2 words. Bijan Robinson.
They don't give them the ball enough. They don't.
At home.
They don't
He'll
give
score
them the ball
twice.
enough. No, I want to talk on this. Algier had more carries than him last week.
It's just crazy. It's criminal.
It's insane to me because, like, you should be giving that man 20 to plus carries a game. But
I think they will. They'll give him more carries in this game because they're going to dominate. Buccaneers at the Bills. Y'all went with the Bills. Good bounce back spot in your mind?
I do, and I think at home. I mean, it's going to be – I think the weather might play a little bit into it. It's going to be colder. I mean, obviously, like, you're in the NFL, you play all over the place, so weather's not as big of a deal as long as it's not snowing or raining. But I think that will play into effect a little bit in this game, and I don't see them losing twice in a row. I think Josh Allen's going to bounce back. He's going to get his boys right. This potentially could be one of the final home games in the stadium because the stadium, I think, is going to be ready here soon. So I'm not sure if they'll finish the season in this stadium.
They're finishing the season in this one.
Well, I think what game was it? Collinsworth was acting like they might jump over for their last home game or last few home games to the new stadium.
That's interesting. Interesting angle.
No idea how – that dude's an absolute idiot. No idea how accurate that is. But, I mean, I don't see them losing. I think the Bills Mafia is too elite of a crowd, and I love Baker. We'll put Baker in distress.
I think Baker's got to go win here, and I think he does on the road. I think Mbuga's going to play a big role, I think, against a struggling Bills secondary. I think Tampa Bay's offense is a little bit too electric for Buffalo to keep up.
This should be a great game.
It should be a great game. Banger. Texans over the Titans, all of us. All right.
I almost picked the Titans, though. The Titans have to get another win, but there you go. Oh, they picked them all.
Yeah, dude. Okay. It's bad.
Okay. It's okay.
It's not. Packers at the Giants. Y'all went with the Packers.
When I was taking a piss in there, I saw Jameis was starting. I'm like, now I'm on the fence, but I see why. I was like wondering why the heck, why the crap. But yeah, now I see why.
Jameis Winston is starting for the Giants. He's going to get a win at home against the Green Bay Packers. That is my only angle, Jameis Winston.
Oh no, I'm in love with it. I would probably root for the Giants because Who doesn't love Jameis Winston?
He is my
football?
favorite, dude.
Like when you have him getting interviewed before his snow games, what a great day to be playing football in this great weather in Cleveland, Ohio. And then just like runs off. Like now, mind you, spiritual man, he's still crab legs. Like this, the complete
College. It was in college.
the complete for this man is elite. But I love Jameis Winston. I'll be rooting for him, but my heart says Packers.
Bengals at Steelers. The producer went with the Bengals. I think the Steelers have a good home spot here. I think the Bengals defense is atrocious, so I think they'll be able to get enough points on the board to outscore the Cincinnati offense and Joe Flacco. Why do you like the Steelers?
See, I want to side note on this. I want to see what my record is with picking the Steelers because I honestly think I miss almost every week whenever I pick their game. So this worries me, but I think you're at home. They lost last week, right?
Yeah, they did.
You're still ahead of the Ravens, and the Ravens play the Browns this week, so you have to win to keep that edge. So I think that Rodgers is going to get the boys fired up, and they're going to try and go win this football game.
Chargers over the Jaguars, all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Chargers look elite.
Yeah.
It's crazy with the offensive line's problems.
Oh, I know.
Crazy. He's insane. This is a great football game.
I know.
Seattle travels to LA to play the Rams. Me and the producer on the Rams, I think this is honestly kind of a combo of two things. I think the Rams are rolling, and I think Seattle is due to lose. And if they're going to lose, it's going to be at LA. LA's got an elite defense that can keep Sam Darnold at bay. So I like the Rams here. Why do you like Seattle?
Devontae Adams is out, and I think that's going to be a huge deal for this Rams offense. I mean, you still have Puka Nacua and Kyron, but now you don't have to play one-on-one on the outside. You can bracket Nacua and say, make one of your like white dudes beat us. And I mean, I think the Seattle team
Ben Skorotic.
I know, electric, but I think the Seattle team's elite. I think the defense is great. I love their coach, Mike McDonald. Shout out Michigan, but he's a great defensive mind. I think Seattle's going to win here because I think the Rams are due to slip up, and I think this is the game. I think you get a reverse. Have they already played? I don't think they
think
have.
so.
Part of my thing is I think you get a reverse like split.
Yeah, I got you.
So
Okay. We are all on the Niners over the Cardinals.
I swear to God, if the Niners lose to Purdy back, I'm going to lose my ever living crap.
Yeah, that's my angle is that Purdy's back.
Yeah.
We are all on the Ravens over the Browns for very, very obvious reasons. Me and the producer on the Chiefs over the Broncos. You're on the Broncos. I think Mahomes and company are just going to be too much for the Broncos to handle. I don't think the Broncos are that good.
I think
they're way worse than the record.
Sorry.
You're good. Continue why you think this shit team is going to win.
Oh. I think Maha is a very tough place to play. You got the altitude. I think their defense is one of the top defenses in the country. And what I said at the beginning of the year was they were going to win games because their defense was going to play so out of its mind.
They scored 10 points against the Raiders.
I know. I don't care. The Raiders scored 7. That defense is so drunk, and like it's elite. I mean, they lead the league in pressures. They have like one of the best sack pass rushes in the league. Their secondary is elite. I mean, that whole defense just is elite, and I think they're going to kind of shut down this Chiefs offense because the Chiefs, they're not rolling. They're like playoff fringe, and I think the Broncos are going to kick them while they're down. And they'll lose when they go to Arrowhead, but at home, they're not losing the spot.
Sunday Night Football, the Lions pay visit to Philadelphia and play the Eagles. The Bristol's the Eagles. Me and you are on the Lions. I just think the Lions are the better football team.
Mm-hmm. No, I completely agree. I think there's some weird things going on in Philly, which this happens every year with A.J. Brown. Like, what's going on? Like, dude's a freak of nature. Dude's a great receiver. And
they would give him the ball.
I know. But, like, before he got hurt, it was 9 targets, 8 targets, 9 targets, 10 targets. Then he got hurt, and then last week he got 2 targets. I mean, I think part of it is Jalen Hurts is under center for the highest percentage of his career in single back at 43% of the snaps. And I think that takes away some of the passing. But, honestly, he's your best weapon on offense outside of Saquon.
I agree.
I don't know why they don't feed him the ball. But I think the Lions are the better team. I think they are back to that Lions way, and Dan Campbell's got his boys right.
100%. And then we are all on the boys on Monday night against the Raiders.
But Geno Smith might throw for 300.
No, he won't.
Dude, he's going to throw.
2 words.
No.
DeMarion Overshaw.
I know. And we get our rookie corner. I don't care. I don't care. he is going to throw for 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 5 picks.
Oh, yeah.
So
they're going to score 30. We're going to score 50.
And Brock Bowers is going to be elite this week.
It's going to, if you have Brock Bowers in fantasy, it's a good week to have him. I'll tell you that much. Best bets for the NFL this week. I have the Pats minus 13.5. Who are currently up 7 against the Jets. Dolphins minus 2.5 against the Commanders. I like the spot for the Dolphins. I think they may have found something on offense that works, and their defense kind of stepping up. And I think the Commanders suck. So I'm on the Dolphins minus 2.5. Giants plus 7.5. Give me Jameis Winston. Well, famous Jameis Magic. Like them at home against the Packers. And the Giants have played very well at home. So I do like that angle as well. And then you can a little same game parlay this. I like the over 49.5 in Dallas, Las Vegas for very obvious reasons.
It's only that?
Yeah. And I like the Cowboys minus 8.5 because I think we're going to win. I think we're going to win by a touchdown, if not more. So, Luke, what's your best bets?
So my best bets, crap. I got 49ers minus 3 against the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are terrible. You got Brissett and Marvin can't catch the ball, Harrison. And you got Trey McBride, though, who I love as my last pick.
Elite corner.
But I got under in this KC game. I think this defense for the Broncos, and the Chiefs defense is good enough to hold the Broncos to like 10 points or whatever. So I think this Kansas City and Denver defense is both leading up to go under in this game. Then I got Jackson Smith and Jigba anytime touchdown. Best receiver in the league, and he hadn't scored in 2 weeks. So I think that he's going to score this week. I got Jahmyr Gibbs anytime touchdown at minus 120. The JSN plays at plus 135. But I got Jahmyr Gibbs to score. They're playing the Eagles. Big game. Your best player's got to get the ball. I think he's going to score. And then we got another little first touchdown play. We got Trey McBride.
Nobody runs a better corner route than Trey McBride.
I got him. First touchdown, plus 650. Backup quarterback's most reliable target is always the tight end. Give me Brissett to McBride for 6.
I love it. All right. I'll look into the early NHL season. Start with the Eastern Conference. I know you'll have absolutely nothing in common on this.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Dude, the Montreal Canadiens with this young core are rolling. 16 games played, tied for least amount in that Atlantic. They still lead the division at 22 points. They are now down 6-0 to the Stars. I will say that. So, I mean, you're getting a little bit of that Montreal lull, but this team is legit. Boston also looking way better than I thought they were going to. And two teams that surprised me. I knew the Florida Panthers were banged up and they were going to falter early. But Toronto Maple Leafs cannot win on the road. They're 1-4. They are sitting at 17 points through 17 games. They are essentially bad. And that's crazy because Toronto has made the playoffs for like 8 years in a row. Granted, they don't win in the first round. But Toronto has been insane. And they kind of had the same core other than Mitch Marner. And I'm very surprised by how bad Toronto has been so early in the season. For the Metro, it's kind of going the way I thought, except the Capitals are just not that good, as well as the Blue Jackets. That's kind of a bit surprising to me.
I think I had the Penguins up there in my little prediction.
You did.
So,
nice. So, yeah. And the Flyers are a little bit better than I thought they were going to be. For the Central, the Nashville Predators are terrible. They are so bad. It is hard to watch. I'm sorry I even put them in the playoff picture. The Blackhawks look pretty decent with Bedard. The Mammoth they got off to a strong start, kind of have leveled out now. And the top 3 are who we thought they were going to be, the Avalanche, Stars, and the Jets. And for the Pacific, the Oilers need to get it going. They're sitting at third, 18 games, 20 points. The Ducks and the Kings, I thought the Kings were going to be pretty bad this year. They're a little bit better than I thought, but I don't think they're elite by any means. I will say this Ducks team is a surprise. And I'm not really surprised. I thought they were going to make the playoffs, but they are elite with this young core. And I think it is very exciting to watch Anaheim play hockey, which is something I haven't said in years. Surprise for me, though, is Vegas, 18 points through 15 games. We thought this Vegas team was going to be loaded this year. They have not shown any resemblance of that so far. So that is something to look out for as we move on in the NHL season on to college basketball. Tonight, we have Purdue tipping off against Alabama. You and the producer went with Purdue. Why?
Kaufman Wren is coming back for Purdue. He's 20 points, 7 rebounds, was an All-American last year. I love this Purdue team. Now, they have struggled mightily against some of the opponents this year, but I think when you're taking 20 points out of your lineup like that, that is very hard to make up, even against some of these other teams. I mean, you take 20 points from your starting big man. That's tough. And he's a 3-year starter, I'm pretty sure. I think he's preseason All-American. And Braden Smith is 2-0 right now against Bama. He's looking for the third. So give me Purdue.
Fair enough. I think just Bama shoots their way out of this game.
Yeah.
Elite from 3-point range, and I think Bama's going to be able to get it done, especially at home.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, Arizona heads UCLA. We're all in Arizona because I think Arizona is elite. They are a good basketball team that is going to be competing for a national championship at the end of the year. They are way better than I thought, like mentally in the preseason they were going to be. And I watched UCLA play against I can't remember who it was. I was trying to West Georgia. They just didn't look good at all. Very uninspiring performance for UCLA. Why do you like the Cats?
Yeah, I've not actually watched UCLA because I've not been able to stay up that late. I know they've got Donovan Dent, who I'm assuming is still a bucket this year. No, okay, but Koa Pete, Koa Pete, the freshman power forward who dropped 30 against Florida. Dude is a dog.
He's a dude.
He's a dude. In college basketball,
You got
to have dudes in March. Now, I love Koa Pete, and I think he will literally carry this team to win by at least 15 against UCLA. Even though, is this a neutral site game?
Pretty sure.
Okay, yeah. So home really doesn't matter here. So give me Arizona.
Gonzaga plays Arizona State. We were all on Gonzaga. Gonzaga is the much superior team here.
Yeah, and I will say this. Their youngest player on their roster, you know how old he is?
I do not.
21.
I love that.
Dude,
veteran-led squad. And I mean, they hammered Creighton.
No,
hammered Creighton.
I'm not like trying to diss on the Zags. How is EK still in college?
Look, man, Graham EK, he's a dog. He just needs his degree. Like, I mean, don't be hating on EK, bro.
Oh, it's like a genuine question because that dude literally looks like he's 30.
The college basketball, especially with these G League players coming to play, it's broken right now. It needs to be fixed immediately.
Because, and like, I'm not trying to hate on Gonzaga. Number one reason, Grant Foster, the dude from Grand Canyon, is like 26.
Shouldn't be playing. And I'll be honest.
I mean, it's insane. And same with EK. I think EK is like 23 or 24. I mean,
shout out Robert Cole, brother. You are setting a trend.
I know. I mean, it's insane because like the JUCO thing is dumb. You should get 4 years. Yeah. And you should get
5. I think it should be 5.
Okay, that's fair. Well, yeah, with your grad year.
Yeah.
So I can agree with that. And at the max 6 because you get your red shirt and then you get your medical red shirt if you need a medical red shirt.
Yeah.
And then you get.
We got to start capping.
I know it's stupid because like you're 18. It kills high school athletics because I'm a head coach at Gonzaga. I'm not going to go look at the people in Spokane. I'm going to go look at some dude that's dominating. Let's say.
Yeah, the dude for Ole Miss I have a problem with because.
Oh my God, that 6 years professionally.
Yeah, that's 6
years professional.
That's way past the line.
This is another. I'm obviously Tiger fan. I think they looked okay. The only thing is they don't have a dude. And that's going to kill him out of stretch. But 6 years professionally, since when did it happen that when you play professionally, you don't lose eligibility?
I know.
Same thing with Illinois. Illinois got a bunch of guys who played professionally. Once you earn that money, you can't go to college. LaMelo Ball literally went to Lithuania under his dad's league, tried to go back to UCLA, and they told him no because he made money. It's stupid. It's so dumb. The world of college sports is insane. You should have 4 years. If you play pro ball, you're a professional. You're not an amateur. You're a professional. That's my piece on it. I
wholeheartedly agree.
It aggravates the crap.
It made me too. UConn plays BYU. Me and the picture on UConn. I think UConn has looked elite early against these smaller non-con teams. I think BYU struggled mightily against Delaware. I've lost all faith in BYU to win this game. If I had not watched that game, I probably would have picked BYU, but I unfortunately did for reasons. And so I'm riding with UConn. Why do you like BYU?
Well, I'm going to take the same approach I took with Purdue. If you watch Purdue versus Oakland, taking Bama. I don't care about that game. BYU is going to come out here and shoot lights out against UConn. And I want to say this, UConn's missing their 5-star freshman again, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I believe so.
So, I mean, I think BYU, this team is good. You've got AJ, Debanza. You've got the white dude, number 15. The center's good. I mean, they've got a good squad. And Rob Wright, he's good. I think they're going to shoot their way into keeping this game close. And I like BYU to get the upset here.
Clemson plays Georgetown. Me and the producer on Clemson, I like Clemson this year. I think they're a good team. They've kind of reloaded after the Shefflin brothers. They're shooting the ball well. They play pretty decent defense. And I'm just not a buyer yet on Georgetown, even though they were able to take care of Maryland 10 points on the road. I just haven't been able to buy into Georgetown. I just kind of see him as the same old Patrick Ewing Georgetown. Why do you like Georgetown?
Malik Mack. I think he's a dog. He was a Harvard freshman. He's a
I know
freshman
exactly
year.
who Malik Mack is, yes.
He is a very good basketball player, and I like Ed Cooley. Ed Cooley's a great head coach.
I do like Ed Cooley.
This is
He was
his
great at
third-
Providence.
This is his third year, I think.
Second or third, I can't confirm
But
that.
yeah, second or third year. This is where he's going to turn around. Georgetown basketball is going to be back because the normal Georgetown.
College hoops is great when Georgetown.
Oh, I know, it's electric. And Georgetown as a whole, like, they don't win that Maryland game. Never. Like, with how they've been in the past. They do not win that Maryland. I think Maryland was, like, favored by, like, 7
Yeah, they were.
or something. And they won
7.5, I think, yeah.
And they won by 10. And I think Georgetown is going to get their statement win and be like, hey, we are here. We're going to try and compete for a bid in March. And I think it gets started right here.
Houston, neutral site game in Birmingham against Auburn. I think Houston kills them. I do not think this game is even close. I do not think this Auburn team is the same as it was under Bruce Pearl in previous years. And Houston looks good, especially defensively.
They didn't cover against Townsend, so I won't say they look good, but they do look very good defensively.
Covered against Oakland.
Well, that's good, though.
30.5 point spread, too.
Yeah, no. But they are elite defensively. If we have some listeners who listen to every pod, we are not high on Auburn. We didn't have them ranked in our little basketball poll. You can't go to overtime with an HBCU, dude. You just can't.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Like that. Literally, I don't. It's not like you're playing around with them the first half and you just like kind of beat them by 15 in the second. You went to overtime. You were losing. So that is why I cannot pick Auburn. Auburn's going to have to do something for me to show me they're real.
Oh, I agree.
I just am not going to be a buyer until they do that. So give me Houston.
And then finally, Miami playing Florida in an interstate battle. We're all in Florida. I think they just kind of had a hiccup against Florida State. I think Florida State's actually a little bit better than people may have thought. I just don't think Miami's that great. They haven't really played anybody out. I think Florida takes care of business here. Why do you like the Gators?
I think Florida takes care of business, but the guard play worries me.
It does.
Because
they are good down low, but
they're elite down low. But you win in college, you win with guard play, and it doesn't matter. Like you look in the past, Luka Garza, the Naismith National Player of the Year. They didn't go very far because he's big.
They didn't have good guards.
I mean, Zach Edey, Naismith National Player of the Year. They didn't go very far because he's a big. You've got to have guards. Guards win in March. Walter Clayton, who won it 2 years ago. I'm blanking. Oh, when UConn won it, they had Castle and then they had Hawkins.
Yep.
So, I mean, you win with guards. You win with guards. And
even just on a personal level with Houston's run last year, you had Miles Uzang. You had Emmanuel Sharp. You had, God, who was the dog? He's in the NBA now. Oh, this is
Cryer.
Yeah, LJ Cryer. LJ Cryer was a dude. And that's why I think Gonzaga doesn't go very far many times because we are good down low with Graham Ike, Drew Timme. But our guard play hadn't been the same since it's like Andrew Nimhard was at Gonzaga. But I agree. Guard play is a very accurate statement. You need it to win basketball games. And I do think Florida gets it done here, though.
Yes, I do. But I think Florida will be out of the rankings before you know it. I just don't. I'm not a buyer on Boogie. I think the Xavier or the Princeton transfer is solid, but you're in a whole new world, buddy. So I think Florida will drop. But the ACC's had one hell of a week. I mean, Wake, they almost beat Michigan.
Yes, they did.
And we'll talk about that later. Or I'll touch on Michigan whenever we get to the meter. But Wake looked good, and if they're going to play like that, I mean, the ACC's could be back a little bit. Couldn't be the dumpster fire as it usually is.
College hoops upset meter, which should be very fun in the non-conference schedule. We basically flipped the pennant meter with the colors, at least. It's a scale of 1 to 5 on how likely we think an upset's going to happen. 1, no chance. 2 would be a shocker. 3, there's potential. 4th, worth that money line sprinkle. And then 5, it is happening. We start off with North Texas at St. Mary's. For those who don't know, a certain someone on this pod had a bet on North Texas money line against Oregon State. They were up 15. They Chris Webbered with 2 seconds left in the game. Do they get the job done against St. Mary's? I think it's worth the sprinkle. I think North Texas is a really good basketball team. I think they're the second best team in the American. I'm not saying it's happening because St. Mary's is a really good basketball team and has the chance to compete with Gonzaga in the WCC. But it's definitely worth the sprinkle because North Texas could very well go out here and shoot lights out and win this basketball game against St. Mary's. You're on there's potential. Why are you not buying in as much? And I think I know why.
Timeouts. How do you not know you have 3 time or you don't have any timeouts? I mean, I took a money line against Loyola. Bang. I take a money line. I'm sitting in my car eating my cookout. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they're up 15 or they're up 10 at the half. This is easy money. No. And Will said you're not going to like it. And of course, I go home and I look in Twitter and I almost raged, but it's all right because then I was like, Hawaii's going to cover.
No, they did not.
Hawaii did not cover. But yeah, I think there's potential. I mean, are they going all the way out to what are St. Mary's, California?
Yeah, they're going to California.
So
but they were out.
They were
at Oregon State. Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see. North Texas very easily could shoot the lights out, and St. Mary's like slow pace, so that could hurt them, but also help them. So we'll see. It'd be an interesting mid-major matchup. I'll have to tune in.
Michigan at TCU. I would say it'd be a shocker. The only reason I'm not saying it would be a shocker is because Michigan did not look great against Wake, but TCU's just not very good.
No,
So
TCU's so bad.
yeah, so I think Michigan gets it done here. Luke, you're in between would be a shocker, no chance.
So I'm only in between because there is no chance in college basketball. So TCU's a doormat. And I want to say this too about Michigan. Last year they played Wake and lost. And they went to I'm not obviously saying they're going to go far in the tournament or nothing, but like this is not like a killer. They lost to Wake last year. They at least beat Wake this year. And the only issue for Michigan is going to be all year is turnovers. Turnovers. And can they make the 3-ball? Because it was so aggravating when I was watching that Wake game. And you have guys taking threes when your bigs are dominating inside. And that aggravated the crap out of me. So, but TCU's dumpster fire. They lost to New Orleans. I played
the epitome of brutality.
I played Lamar plus the points that hit. I was like, I want to play the money line, but like, I mean, TCU is so bad, and it's only. I think the good part is with Michigan playing so bad last week, it's only 9 points or something.
Yep.
So I definitely play.
I think it's a hammer play.
Yeah, I mean they should hammer TCU, but we'll see. It's college basketball, and you never know.
Samford at Arkansas. Arkansas falters against Michigan State. Samford sitting at 2-1. There's potential. Samford can shoot the ball lights out. I mean, they've got some white boys that can hoop. I think Arkansas just could potentially overlook Samford in this spot because Samford has historically been a really good mid-major team. And
they did lose their coach though.
Yes, I'm aware.
So,
but they kind of reloaded. They are a contender in the SoCon. The only reason I'm at there's potential is because they did lose their coach and they lost a lot of talent, and they're not the same Samford team that they were, but they are a solid Samford team.
Okay.
And it just Arkansas should have too much, but there's definitely potential for an upset here. You're at would be a shock.
Yeah, no, the athletes for Arkansas, I think it's just going to be too much for Samford, which is, if you watch Samford, because I've been watching Samford in the SoCon for the last 3 years religiously. I had Furman beating UVA in my bracket. I had Samford beating Kansas, which they should have beaten Kansas
100%
because that was not a foul. So, anyways, I think it'd be a shocker. The athletes are just going to, I think, be too much. And I'm going to admit I've not been able to tune into the SoCon this year as much because it's like week 2. So, but I think Samford, I don't think they really have a chance, in my opinion. Or it would be a shocker. So.
William and Mary at St. John's. William and Mary, again, a constant contender in the CAA. Could they give St. John's some trouble? It would be a shocker. Yeah. I think St. John's is just too good of a team offensively for William and Mary to be able to keep up.
I think it's a bounce back because this is their first game after Bama, right?
Yes.
So I think it's a bounce back here. I think Zuby Ejiofor is an elite player. I think he will be too much on the inside. for whoever William Mary has. So I like the Johnnies.
And finally, Akron at Purdue. I'll let you start.
Yeah, I don't think Purdue loses at home.
Yes, it would be a shocker.
That is like the most, that is a bucket list place to go to. Like, I don't care if you're living out west, you're down in the south. Mackey is just like that atmosphere is so awesome, and that's one thing I wish that like Michigan had, because if you watch them and you watch Michigan State, like when they play all these non-con teams, they still sell out, and Michigan has like nobody show up. So, but I think Purdue at home, they have Kaufman ran back now. I think this Purdue team's going to start rolling, and I think it's going to start tonight with Alabama, and then they're going to take care of Akron.
It's happening. Kamvari Johnson, remember the name?
Right.
Shoots 3-ball at 44%. Senior guard, 6 foot. Akron moves the ball extremely well. They play great defense, and they score at a prolific rate. They beat Princeton 104-69. They beat Sunbelt preseason favorite James Madison 85-71. They beat Penn State Shenanago 109-51. This team can score, and they can score at an elite rate. Purdue, let's say they do get a win against Alabama. Sleepwalking in this game against Akron. Weekend game. Akron ain't no slouch. I think they get it done on the road against Purdue. I will be playing the money line on this.
Yeah,
like an FDU gut check.
But Matt Prater, he don't lose these games. And like Rothstein, I can't remember the exact quote he used.
Beg to differ. I think Matt Painter does lose his games. Again, FDU gut check.
Yeah. Not here. Not early here. He's a regular season fiend. So give me Purdue. I'll play him plus the points though.
Love it. Not my hot dude. College basketball betting has been elite. I've been on a heater. I've been on an absolute heater. I'm up 25 units on the college basketball season, which is a generational run.
Yeah.
I mean, it is generational, the run I am going on in college basketball right now. Am I not? This week we took a moment of solemn remembrance for 29 sailors, one ship. The November gales came early, Luke, and they took care of the Edmund Fitzgerald and little Gordon Lightfoot.
Bang on the song.
The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they called Did You Give Me? Remember the Edmund Fitzgerald. Saw someone on Twitter call this the Midwest 9/11, which I thought that was funny.
No.
But not even close, but bang. Luke, you're hot not.
So I had to go up to the Union Hall for class today. I met the president. It was pretty cool. I've not had a very entertaining week. So, I mean, I know I met the Union president. What's it called? We had a little class. I met a bunch of dudes up there that I was talking to, having a great time. I actually had it was
Hey, Luke likes dudes.
Huh?
What?
Yeah, I did meet a bunch of dudes.
Likes dudes.
You hear something kind of funny? Electricians are actually the gayest trade. Not like by like homosexual teeth, but just by like grab ass.
Oh, yeah.
So checks out. But yeah, I went up there. It did kind of suck because I was like, man, our holiday parties tonight, and we get 2 drink tickets. Now our company for like holidays, now apparently they're about to lay off like 80 people. So that's why they're doing it now instead of December. But you didn't hear that from me. So and like they have a crawfish boil and a holiday party. And the crawfish boil, it's open bar. So I'll go to that one. This one, I was like, I don't need to go there for 2 beers and then leave. So I'll come do the podcast. I'll grace Will with my presence.
I appreciate that.
And so that is my hot. And then, oh yeah, I also looked at my retirement, which was very nice.
There you go.
And then my not is women's soccer. This popped up on my Twitter, which was insane to me. Memphis soccer.
Oh, yeah.
did not lose a game in the regular season. Now, I don't know how the conference tournament went, but you're telling me you're number 3 in their little AP poll, whatever, that version of that.
Yeah, they got hoed.
They got a 7 seed?
7 seed.
I mean, like, okay. I did think it was kind of funny because the soccer head coach literally got asked about it and goes, I don't know. The NCAA sometimes just does not mess with Memphis. So, which is a little true.
Oh, it is true.
Like, prime example for basketball, Dane Danger not getting a waiver after playing 3 games at Baylor his freshman year and not getting a waiver to play his 5th year when you have, I'm not going to pick on Gonzaga, but the Foster guy who's been in college for 8 years or 7 years or something. So, I mean, it was very intriguing. Now, could Memphis go on a run as a 7th seed? Yeah, they probably can. But, you know, like, it showed – I was looking at all these other undefeated soccer teams in the past that have been ranked. All of them were 1 seeds except for 2. I think Stanford was a 2 seed. Memphis is a 7. So, it's just kind of insane to me that –
a different level of competition than the American.
I know, but they beat Vandy, who's a 2 seed. They beat like Tennessee, who's a 2 seed. They beat people. Like it's not like they just like ran through the American. Like they played teams. Because I did actually look this up because I was thinking, oh, did they just like beat the crap out of everybody in the American? But also, shout out Christian Brothers. I think the head coach went to
He did. He's a brother's boy.
So he graduated with my dad, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So
Roll
yeah,
Dad.
but that is my nod.
And that concludes episode 21 of Swiss Army Sports. Thank you for listening, as you always do. Hopefully. You should be listening. I swear to God if you're not. Until next time on Sunday when we break down this week's football and a little surprise segment.
Okay.
Until then.
Okay.
Hey, Pope, paint that for me one time.